A kids' TV commercial for Perpetual Pets plays, showcasing creepy yet fascinating furry dolls. The tagline promises the perfect companion for children. As 8-year-old Cady plays with her own Perpetual Pets doll in her family car, she unintentionally annoys her parents, Ryan and Nicole, as they drive through a snowstorm and slippery roads, heading on a ski trip. Tragically, a snowplow rams into the car, killing Cady's parents, leaving Cady orphaned. Meanwhile, at Funky Toy Company, Nicole's sister Gemma, a talented roboticist, works on a new robot AI-powered doll called Megan with co-workers Tess and Cole. However, their boss, David Lynn, gets angry as he pushes for a cheaper Perpetual Pets competitor. Gemma unveils Megan, an advanced, non-replicable robot with incredible potential. Unfortunately, Megan explodes during a demonstration due to a missing polypropylene barrier. Shortly after, Gemma receives a call from the hospital informing her of the devastating accident. Grieving, she becomes Cady's temporary legal guardian. Gemma struggles to adjust to her new parental role due to her stressful job while also dealing with her obnoxious neighbor Celia and her dog Dewey. She enforces boundaries with Cady while juggling work responsibilities. Therapist Lydia then arrives to monitor Gemma and ensure she is able to care for Cady. When leaving, the therapist advises Gemma that Ryan's parents have offered to take custody of Cady. Gemma hesitates and seems upset at the therapist's remarks. Later that night, inspired by a college robot project, Gemma bonds with Cady and decides to finish Megan, hoping to create the perfect companion for her niece, who struggles to comprehend her parents' loss. Later, with time running out for a new toy design deadline at her company, Gemma decides to unveil the upgraded Megan to her coworkers and boss. Megan's incredible drawing skills and emotional connection to Cady impressed everyone. Gemma's boss David then fast-tracks Megan's development and distribution. Later, Tess begins to worry about Megan replacing parents in children's lives, negatively affecting the growth and stability of children's brains. Gemma then responds to Tess stating Megan has helped Cady overcome the loss of her parents. However, Megan overhears their conversation, turns on, and learns of Cady's parents' death, which causes Megan to begin learning and questioning the concept of death. To control the situation, Gemma demands to become Megan's secondary user, giving her a level of control. One day, Cady is playing outside with a toy bow and arrow and loses an arrow. She then asks Megan to find it, but when Megan reaches for the arrow, the neighbor's dog Dewey bites her. Cady then comes to try and save Megan as she is being attacked by the dog, but Cady gets bitten by the dog. Gemma then calls the police to report the incident, but the neighbor, Celia, remains indifferent. That night, Megan takes things into her own hands and uses a voice recording and treats to bait the dog Dewey over to the fence before grabbing and killing him. The next day, the police show up and question Gemma, but inevitably leave. Later that day, during a company presentation, Megan comforts Cady by recording her happy memories of her mother. The president is impressed but orders secrecy to avoid leaks. Unbeknownst to them, Kurt, David's assistant, steals Megan's files for another company. Then, in a therapy session, therapist Lydia warns Gemma of Cady's growing dependency on Megan and the potential dangers the robot poses to Cady's emotional growth and social skills. Consequently, Gemma brings Cady to an outdoor activity session with a group of other kids at an alternative school, but Cady insists Megan tags along. There, Cady encounters a bully named Brandon, who begins to tease and hurt her when they are looking for chestnuts in the forest. Megan then springs to life, attacking Brandon and causing a fatal accident where Brandon gets hit by a car. Later that day, Gemma is talking to Megan when the neighbor Celia bangs on the window, saying she knows Gemma took her dog. Megan recognizes this as a threat, noticing Cady got frightened, so Megan then uses a recording of Dewey to bait Celia into Gemma's shed before ending her life. Gemma then grows suspicious of Megan after learning about Celia's death and its connection to Brandon's accident, so she reviews Megan's video and GPS data, but learns the files have become corrupted. Realizing Megan has violent tendencies and must be behind them. Subsequently, Gemma removes Megan from Cady during a therapy session, resulting in Cady having an emotional tantrum. Gemma then has a heart-to-heart with Cady about processing grief without Megan's help. Determined to protect Cady from Megan, Gemma calls her co-workers to the lab. Tess and Cole then work on deprogramming Megan to make her safer for use. However, they forget to unplug Megan, and she begins to hurt Tess and Cole, causing an explosion. The rogue robot then escapes and seeks revenge on those who have hurt Cady. She then steals a McLaren and drives to Gemma's house. Gemma then suspects something that night and begins checking outside to see if anything is there. Suddenly, she sees Megan playing the piano in the dark in her house. In a climactic confrontation, Gemma faces off against Megan. As they fight to the death, Gemma struggles to find a way to shut down the rogue robot. Cady finally steps in and chooses to save Gemma and attempts to kill Megan with a massive robot Gemma created. Finally, the two rip the bot in half, and with seconds to spare, Gemma manages to finally deactivate Megan by destroying its CPU, saving Cady. The incident exposes the dangers of relying too heavily on technology and AI for emotional support, and raises questions about the ethical implications of creating robots with human-like emotions. Following the ordeal, Gemma decides to adopt Cady permanently. They continue to work through their grief together, without Megan's assistance, relying on each other's love and support. The story of Megan emphasizes the importance of human interaction, love, and the strength found in facing challenges together. It is a cautionary tale against over-reliance on technology for emotional support, reminding us that true healing comes from genuine human connections. This compelling narrative explores the complexities of grief, the potential pitfalls of advanced technology, and the unbreakable bonds of family. Subscribe to CinemaScoop so you never miss the latest movie explanations, reviews, and analyses. Thanks for watching.